we need more fighters. We need more people who are willing to step up. And our greatest fighter has got to fight.
It's going to happen. Oh no. He's got to do all his thing. He's got to do his whole spiel.
Listen, I am really sorry that you are not satisfied with how hard I am fighting to make sure you all get your $1,400. I mean, whatever check it is that I said I was going to get you, I promise that you're going to get something. Okay? I am not going to let the American people get taken advantage of. I get taken advantage of enough by my good friend Joe. I'm not going to let it happen to all of you people.
Do you see what Shadman says?
I don't know.
He says somebody needs to primary Lois Frankel. Now, somebody did primary Lois Frankel, and I was friendly with him. His name was Guido Weiss.
Yeah, but Lois Frankel, unfortunately, is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm just putting this up there as sort of like a strategic point. Yeah, like you can speak as to that, because really people don't hate Lois Frankel.
Lois Frankel's a nice lady, but unfortunately, she takes a lot of money from Blackstone and a lot of other bad people. And unfortunately, she is in a extremely gerrymandered district. And the only person who was going to run against her was that really crazy lady, Laura Loomer. I do not accept her as one of our own in the Jewish faith.
No, we supported Guido Weiss.
No, Guido Weiss.
He ran against her in the primary.
Guido's a good guy. I really appreciate him. He's
a great guy. He did serve our country.
Yes, but unfortunately, that district is extremely gerrymandered, and it is very popular. Lois Frankel. There's a lot of problems here in the state of Florida. That's why I don't come and campaign here. It doesn't serve it doesn't do us any good.
I thought it was you were scared of alligators.
I am that. Well, look, I appreciate the alligator. They are a wonderful species, but I would not get anywhere near them. Unfortunately, they would make mincemeat out of me, and I definitely want to live a little bit longer and try to help as many people as I can before I die. And that's my goal. That's what I hope happens. I want to make sure that the people understand that they have a fighter, and I'm going to continue to fight for them, even if I don't fight as hard as I should. I didn't really appreciate all the things that Donald Trump was saying about me. I understand he's trying to play this game, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what I have to go through every day. I have to fight with all of these corporate Democrats and these terrible Republicans. They don't have any interest in helping the average person in this country, and I have to work extra hard.
I know. I wish you weren't so like forgiving and nice to them. Like, I don't think I don't need for you to be friends with Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. Like,
but
you have better friends.
But it's better to be friends than enemies.
No, I think it's better to just, get things done. No, you're not friends because they sold you out.
Well, listen, they did what they had to do, and unfortunately, that hurt me and it hurt everybody else. So, if you don't have anything nice to say about somebody, you don't say anything at all, and that's just the way it is. But right now, we have to make sure that the American people get their stimulus check. We cannot have them waiting another month. They got rent. They've got bills to pay. They've got food they got to eat. I just cannot take it anymore, and seeing them desperately trying to get something and they're not getting anything.
What do you think about Joe saying we're not going to be helping with offensive arming of the Saudi war in Yemen?
Well, I think he finally understood that we need to protect the Yemeni people. They deserve to be living in peace and in harmony. And unfortunately, we have a very close relationship with the Saudis, and I am not a big fan of that whatsoever. They definitely are not doing us any favors. And unfortunately, if we do not have a Green New Deal, we're going to continue to get their frickin' oil, and we don't need it anymore. We need to have a Green New Deal. We need an infrastructure bill centered on clean energy jobs.
Not to mention what they did to that Jamar Khashoggi, the journalist.
Well,
I mean, that's how the Saudis roll.
They didn't respect his freedom of the press. And
they didn't respect his freedom of his person because they cut him up into a bunch of pieces and shoved him in a suitcase.
Oh, listen, that's only what you know. You don't want to know what I know.
I don't want to know what
much worse than that. And, I understand why people in the media, the real journalists, they don't really talk because they know what might happen to them.
That is what would happen.
By the way, I just want to make an announcement. Speaking of the media and speaking of the people who really are defending the freedom of the press, I just want to apologize for not being more vocal about Julian Assange. That was something I really should have had a much bigger say on. He really is doing what is necessary to protect our freedom of the press, our First Amendment rights for freedom of speech. Julian Assange should absolutely be free.
Yes.
He should not be in prison, and he really did a really great service for our country. He prevented Hillary Clinton from becoming president of the United States, And that's the way it has to be.
Not everybody sees that as a win. I will tell you, though, our guest who was on tonight, Georgia Davenport, came on and says, oh, man, she missed being on the show with Bernie.
Well, Georgia, I want to appreciate everything that you're doing up there in Washington State. We won that state convincingly because people in Washington believe in a political revolution. They believe in Medicare for all. They believe in a Green New Deal. They believe in a living wage. And they believe in ending the wars and making this country a better place for all. And I'm very grateful for everything that you're doing. I know that you were a big help on our campaign. We're very grateful for what you did there. And I certainly want to do everything I can to help with your initiative to bring single-payer health care to the state of Washington.
Yes.
Does anybody else have any questions for me?
No one has questions for you.
It's past my bedtime, but I'm staying up a little extra late for you guys tonight because I heard that this is a really great podcast. I wanted to come on here because I know Jen's doing a really incredible job down here in South Florida. I know I should be retired down here by now, but unfortunately, I just can't get out of Washington. I just have to keep fighting for the people. And that's just the way it is. So for those of you that are here, we're really, really appreciative of all that you've done. Like I said, I'm going to get you your stimulus check if it kills me. I don't want to die, but I'm going to die for you guys if I have to. You guys need to survive, and you're going to survive much easily if you have your money.
Mario is pointing out that Kyle Kalinske called you a coward and a cuck. And that actually bothers me, I have to tell you.
No, but I'm not a coward. I'm not a cuck.
No,
I'm
I
not
know.
into that
I know.
stuff. I mean, some people in their private life, they do what they want, but that's not me. I don't want.
I said cuck. But anyway, I think that is an interesting thing to talk about, though, because it really bothers me. You know, we would not even be talking about Medicare for all right now if it weren't for Bernie Sanders. We wouldn't. We wouldn't be. You wouldn't have this squad
right here. You
in
could
Congress.
just say me.
I'm
You don't
just
have to
saying.
say.
And so, you know, when people call people out for not doing more, I'm wondering, why aren't we thanking people for doing anything? And what are you doing? Right? Like, so it's very frustrating to me that somebody can lead a movement and get it all the way to where we are, which is really quite amazing. And yet then call somebody out for not doing more. And yes, I understand the frustration, but I also think, why is it only one person's responsibility to do all those things? One person got us this far. Maybe some other people need to step up at this point. That whole, it's not me, us. That actually was for a reason.
Look, the truth is, we knew we were running against the political establishment on both sides of the aisle. It was going to take a monumental effort to even get close to winning. We did a really amazing job. Unfortunately, we're not getting the policies in place now that we needed. I can only hope that my 2 runs have inspired a ton of people to run for office and make the difference. I am just one person. They can stop me, but they can't stop all of us. And if we all stand together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that before, right?
I do, but now here's even funnier. So Georgia says her mom was super excited thinking that Bernie was really talking about her.
Well, Georgia, you can assure your mother that it is actually me. I know my face doesn't look completely stable right now, but that's because I put on my nighttime mask and I look kind of rubbery, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to be fine. But
look, hundreds of Bernie-crats have gotten elected across the country in their own communities for the past 4 straight years because of the inside strategy. So yeah, nothing wrong with both.
That is correct.
That is what we're saying.
We have to take over the Democratic Party, but we also have to fight outside the party as well. A grassroots movement is not based on just a political party itself. You have to fight for the issues that matter. Fight for 15, whole Washington, the Green New Deal with the Sunrise Movement. This is how we make the change. The DSA. Even my red beret, like I can wear the. I mean, now I look like a French painter.
That was a suggestion.
I don't know. I look really, really silly with this right now. I don't think this is really for me.
You look like Papa Smurf.
I am Papa Smurf. What are you talking about? That was one of my nicknames. That was a common nickname. People knew about that. People knew about that. Jen, I am Papa Smurf. I'm Papa Bernie, whatever you want to call me. But understand, we are making change. Change is happening, and you can see it. We have AOC, we have Pramila Jayapal, we have Ro Khanna, we have Katie Porter.
We're going to wrap it up, so I'm going to have dinner.
We have Marie Newman.
I want to have
dinner. We have
dinner.
Cori Bush. We have a lot of people that are really fighting for the cause.
I'd rather have Peter fighting to make me dinner.
Well, Peter's busy right now.
Peter needs
I'm
to
still
come
talking.
make me dinner.
We appreciate all of you here. We
Yes,
think you're
we
all doing an
do.
excellent, incredible job. We're so thankful for everybody who is fighting for the political revolution. It hasn't died. We are still fighting to get you that $15 an hour minimum wage. Should be a living wage, but we'll start with $15 an hour. We want to make sure that you get your stimulus check. It should be $2,000. But
Look,
of course, it's going to end up being $1,400.
Our producer John says Bernie is a national treasure.
Well, thank you, John. You're doing a wonderful job producing the show as well. I mean, listen, I don't know if you all know this or not, but I secretly watch this podcast. Jane is following Jen on social media now.
She is. I saw that.
I mean, we really are appreciative of everything that Jen is doing.
That.
So you have to continue to fight. We are going to change this country. I promise. Just keep having the faith. I have to make sure that people get their first stimulus check. That's my primary objective right now. I want to get everybody $15 an hour for a minimum wage, and I want to make sure that you're getting universal health care at some point. But right now, we are in dire straits.
Dire.
To get the people exactly what they need.
Dire.
So with that said, this thing is getting really hot on my head.
How come when I said that, you were like, yeah, just put on the hat?
There's 2 masks, too much.
All right.
I think I'm going to have to take that off. Now you can see my bald head, but it's not really bald because I got some other hair. It's hanging around there.
Oh, God.
I've had a really lovely time coming by the show tonight. I'm sure I will see you again really soon. You have yourself a wonderful evening, and God bless you.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.